Hi there, my name is Koen Verstrepen. I am one of the founders of Froomle and I would like to welcome you to this episode of Value from AI. And this time we will discuss what is the right time for you to start with AI. And the answer to this question can be found in this book. It's called Outliers and it is written by Malcolm Gladwell. And in this book, Gladwell explains that to master any craft, you need to put in about 10,000 hours of work. And I think something very similar holds for companies working with AI. The only difference being that you don't need to put in necessarily a certain amount of hours, but rather a certain amount of learnings. So the question then pops up, what is a learning? A learning is that when you apply your AI in a certain way, you're actually doing an experiment and you have a result from that experiment. That process ending with the result, that is one learning. Let me explain further. So on the one hand, you have the number of learnings that you have been through. On the other hand, you have the benefit that you want to get from using the AI. What you see here is that at your first attempt to move the needle on what you want to improve, you will probably fail. Do not despair. At your second or third attempt, you will find out what actually went wrong and you will make your first big leap in what you want to improve. After that, you will spend some time on consolidating the results, making sure you get them time and time again, and you will start testing alternative setups. And what you will find out is that the setup you started with in the beginning is probably not the most ultimate one. So after about 10 experiments, you will find out which one is better and you will make your second leap. At that point, the low-hanging fruit is gone and you are not a rookie anymore. That is why it will take until about 100 experiments before you can make your next leap forward. And at this point, the thing that makes the leap will most probably be something that is a new insight. Because of the many experiments, you will find out things and they will make the difference. And that is typically something you did not foresee when you started off right here. Then finally, when you reach about 1,000 experiments and their corresponding learnings, you will master the craft of AI. Now, I can already hear you thinking, how on earth can you reach 1,000 learnings in a reasonable amount of time? Well, it goes like this. It consists of three things, and the first thing is platform. An AI platform in operations that allows you to implement new ideas 10 times faster. Secondly, you need A/B testing. Because if you are in parallel running, let's say 4 versions competing against each other, that is executing 4 experiments and therefore 4 learnings in parallel. And thirdly, you need to implement widely and wildly. Because every point where you do an experiment with AI, every new position where you implement AI, that's a new opportunity to do experiments and hence learn. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you have a web shop. In that case, you can easily find 10 positions where you can implement AI widely and wildly. Assume you have a homepage where you have carousels with products that you can personalize. You have a banner that you can personalize. On the product page, you can have alternative products, matching products, accessories, etc., etc. Easily 10 things. Well, on each of those 10 positions, you can, in parallel, test for, let's say, settings of your AI. And let's assume that that one experiment takes about 1 month to gather enough data to tell something about it. That means you can do 12 experiments in 1 year. If we multiply these numbers, this means that in 1 year, we can do 480 experiments. Like this, you can see that this is a way to get, in a reasonable amount of time, up to 1,000 learnings. Which leaves us with one question. When should you start with AI? Well, given the fact that it is a learning process and there is no way to escape it, you better start right away. Thank you for watching this episode of Value from AI. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye!